Hi, my name is Samar. I also go by Sam or First Time Panner, whichever you like, you can call me. Today I'll be filming an update for my Pan That palette, or Pan Those palettes really, because I'm doing two. And before I get into that, I just want to say my cats are with me again. So I'm so sorry about that, because it's going to get a little bit distracting. I'll try to edit out as much as I can. I'm panning two palettes because I'm doing a traditional Pan That palette. Well, I started doing a traditional Pan That palette, and that idea was created by Amber F, so I will link Amber down below. By the way, my cat's just meowing because she wants to go outside. She literally all day does this, like, when I'm home, because she knows, like, if I get annoyed enough, I'll just let her out. But I can't do that right now because I've been doing that all day. So anyway, I started just doing this one palette, Sigma Ambiance, as my Pan That palette for the year. And then I started doing a theme, Better Together, that was created by Paula from A Beauty Guru Made Me Do It. Her theme, Better Together, she created and submitted for the Fantastic Ladies 2023 theme. It didn't win, but it did get a lot of votes and a lot of people wanted to do it, so we're kind of just doing it anyway. I'll link Paula down below as well. And Better Together is just supposed to be two palettes that work better together rather than separately, or they work or they're just like two palettes that coordinate really well, something like that. Or just any two palettes that you wanted to pair for whatever reason. So I chose to go with my mostly warm toned Sigma Ambiance. I chose my cool toned Sephora Collection Blues Beauty Playlist eyeshadow palette. And I chose these two to go together, obviously, so that even though they're both like brown palettes, except for this blue right here, I just wanted more options as far as tones, because I don't want to wear only warm tones all year, even though I am definitely wearing a warm toned look right now. Well, actually this is kind of like a combination of both. So I'll just get into my update, and I will start with my Sigma Ambiance. I think you can see a very noticeable dip in this shade Candlelight. Yeah, that's what the shade is called. I use this like so much that I should know the shade name by now. But anyway, this has like a very good dip in it now, because I have been using it. I would say not like a ton, not like, I know Danny sometimes uses shades like 20 times in a month. I haven't used any of these nearly as many times as that, but I have used this quite a bit this month. I would say like at least 5 times, which is a lot for me with how much eyeshadow I'm panning at the moment. Also, what might look different is the imprint on this shade, Days, has now been worn off completely. Last time I said it was almost worn off, and now it's just gone. And then I don't know if you'll be able to see really. Yeah, you can't really see with his lighting that I had to like try to makeshift setup, but I do have pretty good dips in the shade Basque, or like an increased dip because it's already had one. And so in the shade Basque, and then also in the shade Enrich. And then I haven't really used the others. I don't think I used any others this month, except for today I'm wearing these two colors on my eyes, Sunspot and Summer Solstice. And I have Sunspot, which is, I usually use Enrich as my dark brown whenever I'm doing a look with this palette, but I used Sunspot today, which is definitely a cooler toned brown, whereas this is just like neutral. It's not warm or cool, it's just neutral. And this is a cool toned sorry, my cats are going crazy. This is a cool toned brown, which is like kind of purple leaning. And for a while I've been thinking of like combining these two for a while, because this is the most warm toned eyeshadow in this entire palette, or like it's the deepest or like most rich warm tone color in the palette, and this is the coolest. So That's what I'm wearing on my eyes right now. It looks, I mean, like, I really love creating like different looks for these videos because I really can't be too creative for my makeup for work. So I really liked it. And don't pay attention to the eyeliner. Please don't look at it. I'm begging you, please, because I did it last minute. I opened up my e.l.f. waterproof eyeliner for the first time today because I just finished my other one, and I like really forgot how like bold it is and how it doesn't come off once you put it on. So there was no going back. But I really like the look. I'm probably not going to repeat it too much because I'm not going to do this for work ever, but I do like it. For this palette, my Blues Beauty, the only difference really would be that if you can see this shade, it kind of just looks like a fingerprint, but that's actually a dip right there. This shade now has a decent, not like I'm gonna hit pan anytime soon, but it does have a noticeable dip in it because I've been using this in combination with my Sigma palette to create certain looks, some like go-to looks. And this one does have like fairly good indents in it from just using this to set my eyeshadow primer. Even when I'm not using this palette, sometimes I still do use this shade to set my primer because it's a really thin, these are like very thin eyeshadows that are like very tightly pressed. And I don't really like to use like a thick eyeshadow formula, you know, like one that's like really powdery and like thicker to set my eyeshadow primer, because then it kind of looks like cakey or whatever on my eyes. So I really like to use this shade. I don't know if I'll be hitting pan in any of these regardless because these are so tightly pressed and such a thin formula, but either way I was happy with that. And I'll talk about some of the looks that I've been doing lately. So in one of my videos that I filmed recently, I think actually it was my last video, my Old New Gifted Blue. I don't know if I'm uploading this next, but the last video that I filmed, Old New Gifted Blue, I was wearing this color all over like my eye, and then on my lid, and like all over my lid on top of that, I was wearing Candlelight, and I really liked how that came out. So that's pretty much just going to be like one of my go-to looks going forward. Previously it was Basque and Rich in Candlelight, but I feel like I like this one more because that shade from the Blues Beauty palette is not nearly as warm as this shade Basque, so I feel like it doesn't clash quite as much, and I just like how this deep shimmer looks with a deep matte. The other look that I've been doing quite often actually is just my go-to look but without Candlelight, so I'll put Basque all over my crease and bottom lid, so like I don't remember what that's called, my lower lash line. I don't know how I forgot that, but anyway, I'll put this all over, and then I'll put this like in my crease and outer corner. So pretty much the same thing, just without a shimmer, and I really liked how that came out one day when I was just like in a rush and didn't really feel like doing shimmers anyway. And these two do coordinate well still, even though this one's warm and this one's a neutral. So I think I'm going to kind of just like keep doing those two go-to looks for work because I mean, it's like they're both really quick. I don't really have to think about them. They're both work appropriate, and if I like keep just doing those, then I think I'm bound to hit pan in at least one of those shades sometime soon. My goal for myself, like my unofficial goal, is to hit pan in a shade by the middle of the year, so end of June. So I have 2 more months to do that, and we'll see. I think if I hit pan in any shade, it would be that glittery shimmer Candlelight, because it does have the biggest dip out of all of them, since, you know, I feel like shimmers are easier to hit pan in. Yeah. The second one that I'll probably hit pan in is Basque. I really wish you could see the dip. For some reason you just like cannot see it. But it's a pretty good dip, and yeah, I'm really excited for this. We'll just have to see where I am by next month and then the mid-year mark. But regardless, I'm really happy with the palettes I chose. For a few months there, I was kind of regretting it because I was like, I'm really not making any progress in either of these. Like, I should have chosen just like one palette that I could work with, and like something that's like not pressed as firmly, like one of my ABH palettes, my only ABH palette. But yeah, I'm actually happy that I did this. Thank you to Paula and Amber F for creating these projects, and I will see you next month for another update. Thank you for watching.